Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's lesson is about how to make passive in different tenses, and this lesson is for the secondary school students. The first part is the simple tenses in the passive. Okay, let's start with the present simple passive, the present simple passive, or how we can change present simple into passive voice. Yes, here the first example we use today are going to study today. My father watches a match every day. Look at this sentence. If we look at this sentence, my father here is the subject or the doer of the verb, and watches is the verb, and the word match here is the object which is affected by the verb, and the word every day is the time expression. What's the difference between passive and active? Active voice means that we know the doer of the verb, and the sentence starts with this doer, like the sentence in front of us. My father here, the subject, he is known to us, and we know all that the doer of the verb, the person who watches matches, is my father. So when we talk about active voice, we should know that the doer is known to the listeners or the readers. But when we talk about the passive voice, the concentration here or the focus is on the action, not on the doer of this action. We can see three main parts in this sentence. The first part is the subject, and the second part is the verb. The third part is the object, and the everyday is time expression or complement of this sentence. This is an active voice statement or sentence, okay? How can we change this sentence? The first step we should do is to assign the object. The object in this sentence is the word match. We should take the word match and put it at the beginning of the sentence, like the arrow. Look at the arrow, okay? Like this. This is a changed or ready-made sentence in the passive voice. We started this sentence with the word match here. Look at it, a match. Then the verb. The verb watch is in the present simple voice. So we should change the form of the verb into the PP or the past participle. If you want to form the past participle from the regular verbs, you should add D or ED at the end of the verb. But if this verb is irregular, we should memorize the third form from the schedule included in the box or that the teacher gave to you in the class. The most important point here is to write the verb be as a helping verb before the past participle. If you would like to add the doer of the verb, you should precede it with the word by, then you should write the subject as you see here. My father was at the beginning of this sentence at the subject and the doer, and this doer comes to the back in this place by the word by, because we want to concentrate on the action, not on the doer. If you compare these two sentences, my father watches a match every day, and a match is watched by my father every day. In the first sentence, the concentration or the focus is on who does the action. But in the second sentence, we focus on the action and the object, not on the doer. We followed this rule. Object, we put the object, okay, plus am is are, okay, and after that plus PP or the past participle. If we want to add or want to mention the subject, we put it after the word or the preposition by. What about the negative sentence in the present simple? If we look at this sentence, my father doesn't watch a match every day. Here we learn how to make negative from the active sentence in the present simple. We should use does not before the verb with the singular noun like my father. Here watch without es, because if we make negative from the sentence in the present simple, we should write the base verb or the infinitive after doesn't or don't. How can we change this sentence into passive? First, we should know the structure of the sentence. Subject, doesn't or don't, okay? It's related to the subject. If it is singular, we use doesn't. If it is plural, we use don't, okay? Here, after that, we put a base verb. That means a verb without any addition, without es, ed, ing, okay? A match is not watched by my father every day. A match is not watched by my father every day. This is the object as we did in the previous slide, but in this time we put the verb be. Here this time we make it negative in order to go with above sentence. My father doesn't, a match isn't watched. My father doesn't watch a match every day. A match isn't watched by my father every day. What's the rule we followed here? Object and is are plus not plus pp. Here comes the question. We have two types of questions. We have yes/no questions. We have also WH questions. Can we change yes/no questions from the active voice, from an active sentence in the present simple into a passive voice? Look at this example. Does your father watch a match every day? Yes. Here is the question. Does and do in the present simple, we use them to ask questions. If the subject is singular, we use does, okay, as a helping verb at the beginning of the question. If the subject is plural, we use do instead of does. Here in this sentence, does your father watch a match every day? This is an active question from the sentence, my father watches a match every day. Here the question should be answered with yes or no. We put do or does at the beginning. Then we write the subject, okay, or the doer, then plus it we write the base verb. After that we can write the object, okay? How can we change this into passive voice? So how have we formed this question, okay? If we look at this question in the passive voice, we notice the difference between the question word here or the helping verb here at the beginning, here in the first sentence and in the second sentence. In the first sentence we use does because it is a voice question, but in the second question we started with is. What is the structure we should follow to make question in the passive voice? In the present simple, we should put am, is, are. After that, we write the object, then we write the PP, and if we would like to mention the subject, we write it at the end by blah, 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 okay? Let's review what we have said here. Does your father watch a match every day? If we want to change this question into passive, we should follow the second rule. We put am, is, are at the beginning, then we write object, then we write the PP or the past participle of the verb. If you would like to mention the subject, you can write it after the preposition by at the end of the question. So the final question will be, is a match watched by my father? Is a match watched by your father every day? This is how to make a question. WH question means that you should start your question with what, where, when, how, whose, why. These are the WH words that we use to make question. Look at the example in the active voice. This question is an active voice question with the WH word in the present simple. What does your father watch every day? What does your father watch every day? Yes. How do we make this question? Look at the structure. We should write the WH word at the beginning. After that, we write does or do. If the subject is singular or he or she or it, we use does. If it is plural or they or you, they and I, we write do. After that, we write the base verb without any addition or the infinitive. How can we change a question like this into passive voice? We changed this question into this question. What does your father watch every day? Change it to what is watched by your father every day? So here we ask about the object, and here we also ask about the object. Where is the match? There is no match here in this question. There is no match here in this question too. So what does your father watch every day? What is watched by your father every day? And in the same way that we followed in the previous example with the yes-no question, we followed the same rule. The only difference between this question and the previous one is that we put the question word at the beginning. We put the question word here, plus am is are, plus the object, plus the PP or the past participle at the end. And if you would like to mention the doer or the subject, you can write it after the word or the preposition by at the end. Here's we finished, okay, the present simple tense in the passive voice. In this part, we are going to talk about the past simple and how we can change the past simple into passive. How can we change active sentence in the past simple into passive, from active to passive? Look at the example in front of you. We watched an action film yesterday. We watched an action film yesterday. As we mentioned before, we should study the structure of the sentence in order to know the parts of this sentence, okay? We have the subject here is we, and also the verb watched, and the word and action is the object in this sentence. We here is the subject of this sentence. The word watched is the verb, and an action film is the object. It's a compound noun which plays here in the sentence as an object. So when deciding the object here, you should not go directly to the film, because the word action here is an adjective to the film, so we should take the complete object here, an action film. And the word yesterday is a time expression. Okay, what is the structure of this sentence? Let's look. Here, this sentence is an active voice. It's written in active voice. The subject at the beginning, the verb, and after that, the object. How can we make a verb or form a verb in the past simple? We use ed or we add ed at the end of the verb, like the verb watch. We changed it into the past simple by adding ed at the end of the verb. So then what about the irregular verbs? As we said, we should follow the structures or the forms of the verbs of the irregular verbs in your book. How can we change this sentence into passive? The second sentence is written in passive voice. If you look at the sentence carefully, you will find that the word and action film comes to the beginning of the sentence. Okay? After that, we put the past form of the verb be, the word was. Okay? The verb was is the past form of the helping verb be. After that, we wrote the word watched, which is the past participle of the verb watch. Okay? If you would like to mention the doer here, you can write it after the preposition by at the end of the sentence. Then you write the time expression yesterday. Okay? If you look deeply and carefully at this sentence, you will find that we can follow this rule. We can follow this rule. If you look here, you can follow this rule. We put the object at the beginning. We should write the past form of the verb, the helping verb be, after the object was or were. If the subject or the object here is singular, we write was. If it is plural, we should write were here. Okay? Then we write the PP or the past participle followed by the word by preposition by, and we can mention the subject at the end of the sentence, and you can complete your sentence as it is written in the active mode. Okay, how can we change the negative sentence in the past simple from active into passive? If you look at this sentence, we didn't watch an action film yesterday. Here we used the word didn't to make negative of the verb watch. We watch it, and here we make negative by adding the helping verb didn't here before the verb. And if you look carefully at the word or the verb watch, you will notice that it's a base verb or infinitive without any addition. How can we change this into passive in the past simple? Here the structure of the active: subject, didn't, base verb, and after that we use the object. But in the passive voice, we start as usual with the object and action film. We brought it to the beginning here. After that we used the word or the helping verb wasn't instead of was in the previous example, and then we add the PP or the past participle of this verb. Okay, if you would like to mention the door, so you can write it here full with the word or the preposition by. What is the structure we followed here to write this sentence in the passive voice? We followed this structure. You will find the object at the beginning, then the helping verb wasn't or weren't, then we use the past participle here, what's called PP, and then we followed by, then the subject. Let's come to the question. Look at this example. What's the structure we followed here? We write did, okay? Then the subject, base verb, object, like this structure. You should follow this structure if you would like to make a question, if you would like to make a question in the active voice in the past simple. How can we change this question into passive? Look at the example and the rule here. Okay, did you watch an action film yesterday? When we want to change this into passive, we should write the helping verb was at the beginning, or where, start with the helping verb, then we write the object, after that we write the PP or the past participle, then we write the preposition by and the doer here, us, here in this place. After that we write the expression, the time expression. What's the structure we followed here, and you should follow if you would like to change a question in the past simple into passive? You should write was or were, then the object. After that you should write the past participle of the main verb. The main verb, after that you should write the preposition by, then the doer or the subject, which was at the beginning of the previous sentence. Before we end the second part, we should know how to make WH question in the past simple, and how we can change this question into passive voice from active to passive. If you look at this question in front of you, what did you watch yesterday? What did you watch yesterday? We watched a film or an action movie or action film, okay? But here the object is not included in this sentence because we are asking about it. What's the structure we followed here to make this question? If we look at this sentence or this question, we followed this structure in front of you. We write the question word at the beginning, then we write the helping verb did, then we write the subject, after that the base verb or the infinitive, and we ended the question. Here is the object is not found in the question because it's the answer of this. We should omit the object here to make a question because we are asking about this object or this noun. How can we change this into passive? Okay, look at the example. We can change this question in the past simple from active into passive by following this example. Look at the example. Look carefully at this example. What was watched by you yesterday? What was watched by you yesterday? What was watched? It is not what did you watch, because we changed this question into passive. What is the structure we followed to make this question? We followed here to make this question. This is the structure. We used the question word at the beginning. we put was or were after the question word. Then we followed this helping verb was or were by the object. Then we write the PP or the past participle. After that we write by, the preposition by. Then we write the subject. The subject is not here in the question because it is the answer of the question. In the first question we concentrate on the doer of the action. What did you watch? But in the second question the action itself is focused, not the doer. So we write by you at the end of the question. What was watched by you yesterday? Well, the most important thing for us, what you watched yesterday. Here we come to the end of the second part of the simple tenses. Thank you so much, and follow for the next part.